Hello Internet, it is your boy Dom, and truly I wish I could be making this video under different circumstances. I was very excited for this video. I was looking forward to making this video. Now, I am shrouded in disappointment. And apologize for the quality of this video if it's very low quality. I have been up all night. And I have therapy in like a couple hours. So I'm going to try and see if I can catch at least 4 hours of sleep. So sorry if this upload is going to be rushed. It's going to be just my quick thoughts about the new Scott Pilgrim Takes Off anime. And I'll just state it. I'll be blunt. I hated it. I fucking hated it. I was so excited, dude. I literally stayed up all night to watch it. You know, I remembered it was the 17th. I was like, holy shit, it's released. I can just watch it. And boy, that was a fucking mistake, dude. They have completely ruined Scott Pilgrim. And this is just adding on to the list of IPs that Netflix acquires and ruins. I don't know what it is with Netflix, but whenever they get a property that isn't theirs, they just completely fucking run it into the ground. Trailer Park Boys used to be so good. Netflix picked it up. It had the best ending. Trailer Park Boys had the best possible ending for the show. Netflix picks it up, fucking ruins it. Arrested Development. That show ended pretty fucking funny. I liked it. Then Netflix picked it up. The humor turns dry, stale, corporate, bullshit, safe, nonsensical. But like nonsensical not even in a way that's charming and quirky. It's just fucking garbage. And that's the same thing that happened to Scott Pilgrim. So let's just jump into it. This Scott Pilgrim is, I don't want to say it's canon. It falls more into the multiverse trap that every single fucking movie nowadays is using. And I know you all have multiverse sickness. You're sick of it. I hear the sentiment all the time, and I am too. I'm sick of it, okay? Like, I don't even want to consider this version of Scott Pilgrim canon, because in my head, I would like to forget that it ever existed. They have ruined not one, not two, every single fucking character in the franchise. I don't know how they managed to do it in one fell swoop. Now, when I was first starting it, I was going to commend the show because it's one of the very few properties that isn't afraid to take leaps and bounds in a new direction. They had the balls to kill off the main character in the first episode. Now, don't get, your panties in a bunch. Don't get worried. He's not dead. And I think, oh my god, it would have been so much better if Scott died in the first episode. Like, I know how it sounds, but you just have to watch the show. It's so fucking garbage after the first episode. It's like, the first episode, he supposedly dies, and then we see the life after that. And that's cool. I've always wanted a show to do that. Ever since I watched the movie Watchmen, who they kill one of the main fucking characters within the first minute of the movie. And the whole rest of the movie is figuring out who killed them and why. So I always wanted to watch a movie like that. I always wanted to see a franchise that took the balls to kill their main character. But it's not the first time it's ever done. Like I said, Watchmen's already fucking done it. I think 13 Reasons Why did it too. There was another show, but like I'm so fucking tired. I can't remember the name of it. But it's not the first time it's ever been done. And it would have been better if it stayed that way. But no. They made it so fucking convoluted and complicated to the sense it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, it goes to the point where it's just nonsense and garbage. Like, here's the plot for you. So, Scott meets Ramona. they instantly fall in love, which makes no fucking sense. They go on one date and all of a sudden they're magically in love, okay? They're like super in love. But when Scott is fighting the first evil X, Matthew, he gets killed. When in reality, some robot transports him. I don't fucking know where they transport him, to be honest. I think the future. He meets his future self. And his future self is divorced from Ramona. And he's trying to convince Scott to not date Ramona at all, because she ruins his life. So they just make Scott the big bad. And everything you liked about the movies, everything you liked about the comics is taken out. There's no Crash in the Boys. The subspace highways are barely even explored. And my God, dude. Gideon is turned into a fucking clown. He is so fucking lame, and it pisses me off, dude. It genuinely I will never get over the fact that they did my boy Gideon dirty. Because ever since Scott Pilgrim released, I have meticulously crafted my personality behind Gideon. Even to the point where I adopt his color scheme as my own. So, when they turned him into some fucking loser, powerless loser who gets defeated by Matthew Patel. Yes, the first fucking evil X, for some reason, fights against Gideon Graves and wins. Gideon doesn't even put up a fucking fight. It's like Gideon is the biggest bad of them all. It's well established, whether you watch the fucking movie or you fucking read the comics, Gideon's the most powerful one of them all. The show even says it. Oh, from Evil X number 1, they all progressively are stronger. So how is it that in the first fucking fight of the show, the weakest Evil X triumphs over the strongest? And then his entire empire is given to Matthew Patel. And Matthew Patel becomes Gideon Graves. And Gideon becomes some manga watching couch potato who's dating Julie. He becomes a loser. And it pisses, just the fact that he's dating a girl named Julie is just pouring salt on the fucking wound for me. Okay? Because I have a very bad history with that name. So, you take the fucking cultural icon that is Gideon Graves and you put him at the mercy of some girl named Julie. I hate this fucking show and I will not forgive it. And it has the audacity to be like, oh, you don't realize that as creatives we are respecting the source material. It literally says that. It literally says it respects the source material. But every single time the show is given a chance to take a jab at the movie and the comics, it does. Like, literally, the entire fucking show, every single episode, just kicks the movie. And the comics is like, oh boy, we would never do that. Like, they play out a scenario that happens in the movie in the show, and then they're like, oh geez, that would never happen in real life. That's so stupid. What idiot would write this? Oh, and apparently the movie that exists in the real world and our world is a movie in that world. A movie that turns into a documentary that turns into a fucking screenplay. Like a play, a musical. I'm sorry. What the fuck? What the fucking fuck? Why? What? Because apparently Ramona goes back in time because, evil Scott or old Scott goes back in time to stop fucking young Scott from dating Ramona. So old Ramona goes back in time and creates the Scott Pilgrim movie. So what we're led to believe is that some Ramona Flowers from the future came to our universe and created the Scott Pilgrim movie so that Scott would watch the movie and date her. And they have the gall to shit on the old Scott Pilgrim, the source material. Every episode they just kick it, spit on it, and shit on it. And like, okay, Lucas Lee, the superstar, he turns into a fucking barista. Okay? I like what they did with Roxy, and I like what they did with the twins. Because those characters were one note. No matter what fucking property of Scott Pilgrim you were watching or playing or reading, they were shit characters. Admittedly, they were one note. They were just evil Lexes. They had no personality. So I'm glad they expanded them. But they turn the fucking vegan Todd gay. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, that's not an issue. But it totally is a fucking glaring issue. It's a giant issue. Okay? It's a fucking... Why did they turn him gay if not to pander? And I know what you're saying. Oh, you must hate gay people. No, I don't. Because first off, they have Wallace already. And you know what it is that pisses me off? The fact that they turned Todd gay? It's not that they just pandered. Because they already have another gay character and they turn him straight. In Scott Pilgrim, Stephen Stills is gay. If you read the comics, you will know Stephen Stills is gay as fucking fuck. He is one gay motherfucker. Okay? We have 2 gay people in Scott. 3 gay people in Scott Pilgrim. So my question is, why turn a straight character gay when you have a gay character you're not utilizing at all? You turn him straight. What the fuck is up with that? Why are you switching places? It doesn't add anything to the plot. It doesn't add anything to the story. There's no fucking reason Todd should be gay. Steven is a gay icon. Why switch it? Why fucking switch it? What's the fucking point is what I want to know. If not pandering. And like, again, how do we get to the point where Matthew is CEO and fucking Todd's gay and Lucas is a barista, when you already have characters in the universe that you completely fucking ignore? Like, I know what you're saying. Oh, they probably wanted to expand on the cast more. Fuck all that bullshit, because they had a cast of characters they haven't used in over fucking 20 years. Okay? Because, motherfucker, I was hoping to God that Lisa would finally get her fucking debut. Lisa Miller. You probably don't know who the fuck that is. And that pisses me the fuck off. Because the cast is so interchangeable. Envy, she goes from Scott's fucking iconic pop star ex to a movie actress to B character. She's just there whenever the fucking plot needs an extra character. Even though you've got Lisa Miller. You know what I mean? You've got motherfucking Rayleigh from fucking Lost at Sea, which you could have used. That's a whole new cast of characters you could have just utilized as extra. You have Katie from fucking Seconds. She runs a fucking restaurant. Why couldn't she be working as a barista instead of Lucas Lee? What the fuck is the point of making Lucas Lee some barista? It doesn't make fucking sense whatsoever. It's just convoluted for the sake of being motherfucking convoluted. And it pisses me the fuck off. I'm angry. I'm pissed. I'm pissed off. It makes no fucking sense. And like, the whole of it is Scott doesn't fight anybody throughout the entirety of the fucking show. Not one fight, not one battle. Because the show, what the fuck ever at this point, I am pissed off. The show lives up to this name. Scott Pilgrim does take off. He runs away for half the show. And Ramona's trying to fucking find him. And you know how she beats the evil exes? The power of friendship. That's the lamest shit ever, bro. The whole fucking point of it, it's supposed to be like a beat 'em up game. They created a Scott Pilgrim beat 'em up game. But no. That's too cringe for Netflix. So we gotta solve everything through the power of friendship and love. They all forgive each other and become fucking friends. Literally, at the end of the show, they all team up together, the evil Lexes and Scott's friends, to fight old Scott. And you know what pisses me off? They already had a fucking character. They had an evil Scott, which they've done absolutely nothing with. In the fucking movie, he's treated as a joke character. He doesn't get any screen time. It's just, oh, here's Nega Scott. He's about to fight Scott. And then they end up being best friends. So it's like, you have a well-established character that you do absolutely fucking nothing with? No, let's create a new character. Why? You already have an evil version of Scott and you decide not to bring him back? I get the name Nega Scott, but you could have called him Scott Negative. Or you know what, it would have been a perfect fucking name? Scott Zero. Because throughout the entire franchise, Scott is zero. He's patient zero. That signifies something. It means he will never become an evil X. That's why he always wears the fucking zero on his shirts. You get what I'm saying? There is an evil Scott. But the zero is telling, bro. You could have used that as a launch point for this character. Be like, oh, well, that signifies he was never gonna be an evil X. But plot twist, he is. So he's patient zero. He could have been Scott Zero. You know how cool that would have sounded instead of really old Scott. It's literally the plot of Infamous 1. Okay, like literally, they just ripped off Infamous 1. That's... Play the video game. It's the exact same fucking plot. Some guy called Cole McGrath, he gets superpowers. But throughout the game, you have to fight all these baddies who are taking over the city and trying to destroy the world. At least in your eyes, that's how you see it. But eventually, this big bad kills the hero's love interest, Trish. And through this, the main hero, Cole, is able to take revenge on him. And he finds out, holy shit, the main bad guy really is just me as an old man. And the reason he fucking came back and killed my fucking relationship was so I could become stronger in the future, stronger enough to fight a threat that was threatening the world. That's literally the plot to this. Except there's no fighting, there's no progression. It's just woke garbage. I never wanted to say that. But it's true. It's just woke trash. Netflix has fucking ruined Scott Pilgrim. And I can't say I'm too surprised because everything Netflix touches just goes to shits. I am fucking disappointed. I stayed up all night for this. We got no Lisa Miller. We got no Nega Scott. No Crash and the Boys. And the biggest sin of all is that they create some stupid ass time traveling robot, but they don't bring in Knives' dad. Do you know how badass Knives' dad is in the fucking comics? If you read the comics, that is one cool cat. He is one badass motherfucker who gives Scott a run for his goddamn money, bro. That motherfucker's like a samurai ninja. But no, let's put in a little fucking robot. That'll be a funny, quirky character, right? Ha 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 ha. Fuck no. I don't care that you brought back the original cast. I don't care that you brought back Metric. I don't care that you put the fucking song that started it all at the end credits. Because what you've done is spit on the fucking franchise and everything that it was built upon just so you could get a bottom dollar, Netflix. Fuck you. Scott Pilgrim takes off It gets 2 out of 10 for fuck you, Netflix. You suck. You have effectively ruined Scott Pilgrim. How the fuck do you do that? Just in one foul swoop, you ruin all the characters, you ruin the story, because we're led to believe that this happens after the movie. And the movie was a byproduct of this timeline. I will never fucking believe that. And I will never accept that as my canon. This is not my Scott Pilgrim. It's garbage. Fuck you, Netflix.